Hey, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's good. Good morning, afternoon, good evening. Long flight, man. Long flight. Oh man, it was brutal. Uh, but I'm back in the studio. I'm back in a home studio. I'll be down in the real studio later on or tomorrow. You'll see me in the studio. I want to talk about something that I think we need to be talked about a little more. And I think a lot of us ain't talking about this. Is women taking these luxury trips and getting egregious things done to them. I know that a lot of people don't care. I care about stuff like this because most of the time it's women that we know and love, and it's just bad. And I want y'all to hear this story from this female who's telling about taking these trips to Dubai and some of the things that these men are doing to these women. And I don't understand how this is not talked about more. So before I get into that, I got to get the legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. Cash App right here on the screen. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 1,300 subscribers, over 18,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you are from. We are approaching 19,000. I'm trying to get to 25,000, and then I'm gonna give away a nice size cash prize. So this is gonna be a doozy. So I hope y'all prepared for this. This is a wild story. So let's get to it. All right, so this is coming from a perspective of one female, but I heard several stories about this. This isn't just from her perspective, or in this video it is, but I've seen countless videos of women uh, going through these things that's happening to them, and I know people gonna have something to say in the comments. I get it, we all do, but just listen to what she's saying, and y'all tell me what y'all think about this.
And different men do it.
Oh,
I was petrified. I was.
I am right now just hearing this because
It's
it's
crazy.
terrifying.
Girl, I had to find out. So I had like a stripper friend. So when I was younger, I didn't know strippers were strippers. Because I was dancing for designer at the time. I was like 17, 18.
Right.
I was dancing for designer at the time. When we were in strip clubs, I was so oblivious to what it was.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that you'll.
I don't believe that. If you in a strip club, you're in a strip club, and you're telling me that you don't know that you're in a strip club. You're in a strip club at 17, 18 years old. I don't know how old she is now. She could be 57. I don't know. But if she is 27 or if she's 25, she knew exactly what a strip club was. Come on now, cut it out.
Don't know what a strip club is at 17. I just feel like that's. I'm not saying you had to have been to one or you know the ins and outs and how it operates, but I'm saying you don't know what a strip club is at 17. I find that hard to believe.
I just thought they were girls in bikinis. I was just so oblivious of what was going on. I was so innocent.
Right.
So I had one stripper friend. She would always go to Dubai. And when she come back to, I always love her going to Dubai because when she come back from Dubai, she buying me hair, she getting my nails done.
Yeah.
We going out to eat.
Uh-huh.
I never knew, girl, they getting pissed on in Dubai, right? So I'm like,
Bro. Now let's open up this conversation because I seen and heard that I seen women talk about this to the point where they're getting defecated on, and it's even weirder than that. Some of these people are having their I would let's just say adolescents do it to these women too. And this is all in Dubai in the Middle East. I, I don't understand why we don't talk about this more, about the behavior of some of these Middle Eastern men, rich Middle Eastern men. I know we always talk about rich men here, things that he did, but this is happening a lot around the world. And I, I, I this is real tricky because a lot of women would say that men are exploiting women when they do these things, right? But it has to be on both sides. You can't just sit here and say that it's just the men exploiting the women because in some cases, yes, but when you live in America and you're literally flying on a plane to engage in these type of behaviors, you can't just blame the men for this. It has to be both parties. But I think the deeper issue that we come across is some of these people look at it as being normal to do these things for money. So let's keep it going.
I said, let me come to Dubai with you. I don't want to come. Like, you seem like you always having fun. She like, no.
Yeah, and that's the shot they show you. All these women on social media all over the place that's trying to convince young women to go into this lifestyle and pick up these character traits because these are the popular women on social media. This is what they doing for the money that they getting, but they only show you the happy side. They'll show you the side where they're addicted to drugs in order to do their jobs, where their suicidality rates go up, crazy rates of alcoholism and STDs. They don't show you all that stuff because they only want to show you the fun side so they can keep their status. If they tell you that they're actually just prostitutes, they don't have any status. But if they just show you the fun side and show you that they're bosses and they have these businesses that are flourishing, well, then you'll buy into the lifestyle that they're actually trying to sell to you. So, yeah, she's seeing all the good parts. She's just having a good time, but that's how you get trapped.
Because she knew I was innocent. She didn't know I.
That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of women do these things with these young women don't know. They're oblivious to this because I'll put it to you like this. You go on Instagram, 9 times out of 10, Instagram is made for women to promote beauty and good looking and whatever, however which way you want to color it. Instagram is a trick because most of y'all on Instagram don't look like what you say you look like. So some of y'all do, but a good portion of y'all don't look like that because y'all have things that make you look good on Instagram. So when you have women like this, young girls who see these women, they want to be like that because who don't want to be loved? Who don't want to have a million people saying that you're beautiful? Everybody wants that, even men. But you see a lot of women on Instagram look a certain way for a certain reason, and now you're finding out. Not all of them, but a good portion of them.
They know what's going on.
Right.
She was like, no, you don't have to come to stand the third. And then she was like, come to me. There's like a secret place. So in the city, there's these secret clubs that like people with crazy kinks and fetishes go to.
Oh.
Yes, and it's like in the city you would not know. Like it looked like it's closed down, or it looks like a little mini garage.
Yeah.
Hell, yeah. She brought me to one of these stuffs. I've seen like a gay guy put like lick a bottle of and
Oh
piss
my
on
God.
people. Yes, and they pay a lot of money for that.
This isn't surprising to me because I know plenty of people who don't have money who do bad things. So I'm just trying to think of those.
Um, do I believe that this is? I definitely see this type of behavior going on because when you get money, you kind of get bored. You don't really have anything to do, anything else. You just basically want to just, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing else for you to accomplish, so a lot of times you do stuff like this. So, not all of them, but a good portion of people who in this space, they have these weird kinks, you know what I'm saying? And they just indulge in it. And it's disgusting.
types of people. Imagine if they had money, they had nobody to answer to. They have so much money that they're probably never going to spend it, and they find out that they can pay a certain amount of money to make young, pretty women do whatever they want with them sexually. I mean, isn't that a lot of the point with rich people buying luxurious things that other people can't afford in order to show their status to attract women a lot of times? So these dudes are just skipping all that stuff and just getting straight to the business. And to be honest, for a lot of these dudes, it's probably cheaper to just pay the price in order to do whatever you want than it is to actually try to go and court a woman. Especially because if you just court a woman, she's probably not going to be able to do this type of stuff. Now, I'm not saying this stuff is good, but I'm saying it obviously exists, and it's not really surprising to me that men who have this level of money decide to start indulging in all of their vices. Yeah, so they paying for privacy, and they paying for women to do whatever they want them to do and shut up about it. Why you think real wealthy people don't ever want to be famous? It's because you can't get away with as much. They start treating you like Shannon Sharp.
I know.
And you say
I was exposed to that so yeah.
oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I was like, yo, is he peeing on them? She was like, yeah, they paid like $10,000 to get pissed on. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if she's saying they paid this person 10,000 to piss on them, or they paid them 10,000 to piss on them. If you understand what I'm saying, like, was the person receiving the piss paying the 10,000, or was the person that was pissing paying 10,000? But either way, it's still disgusting. You know, when you start talking about feces and bodily fluids on a person, yeah, you lose me 100%. I don't even want to talk to you after that. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, it's like a whole stage, and it's like acts, different kinky acts, like, and they're doing crazy. Like,
and like, were you like?
I was watching. It was interesting as actually.
Oh, yeah.
was
So she's like, oh, I was young and I was exposed to these things at a young age, but you were also looking for those things at a young age. And everybody starts this life going, oh, I'm just going to dabble. I'm just going to look. But trust me, you got plenty of time, baby, and the devil is very convincing.
I don't know about that. I don't know if she was actually looking for these things. I disagree with you on that. I don't think that she was actually looking for these things. I think that she was interested because she never seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking to do harm to people, but if I see something online, I'm going to be interested in it, but I'm not saying that I want to participate in it. I might see it and then never watch it again. So I can understand why she said that, but I disagree with what he's saying here.
Thing you know, you end up doing something that you can never forgive yourself for, and that's a heavy price to pay when you close your eyes at night. That's a tough thing to deal with.
Run was like very, very interesting. It's like it's like
It's like what?
it's like, yeah, it's like a shock value. I'm like, what the why they not moving? You know, like, that's the first thing I'm thinking. I'm like, wait, this is interesting. Like, why are they not moving? They're like, oh my God. And it's like men doing that. And it's like sex. It's like higher ups. It's like people don't talk about.
Have you
yet.
been back to Dubai since?
No, that was in New York. This is before we were supposed to go to Dubai.
Dang, you ain't
so
made
we
it to
supposed.
Dubai.
Oh, so this whole
this
thing-
was a night. So she came back.
Okay,
So
got it.
I was just walking through the night.
Got it.
So she was like, "Oh, I gotta stop by. Sorry, I have to stop by at this little club. Come with me. Just stay on the side." But you know me, I'm just. So I was seeing what was going on. And I was like, "What the? Why is she here?"
Right.
But that's when I realized.
She just seemed like she's very curious at a young age. I will say, if she's 17 or 18 years old, how is it that she's getting in these adult clubs? And why isn't anyone holding a woman that was taking her accountable for that? I mean, we always talk about men doing grooming and all this stuff, but this young lady here admitted that she was 17, 16, 17, 18 years old, and a woman was taking her around adults doing sexual things. Hey.
What strippers really was. That was a day. So I was like, I want to go to Dubai. I was like, I don't care if I'm in a hotel, whatever. I want to go to Dubai. This was before I seen that, right?
Okay.
So I seen that. So I go to the bathroom.
Oh no.
That night, I don't even want to touch nothing because
Yeah,
I'm
of
like, what if there's
course.
sperm on it?
Right. You don't know what's going on.
Because I'm like in the stalls like this.
All right, I want y'all to pay attention to what she's saying, because people will probably mislead the story thinking that she's saying she wanted to go to Dubai after she seen what she seen. No, I think she was saying she wanted to go to Dubai, but this was before she seen this.
Because
Right.
I'm like waiting for her to do whatever she needs to do, whatever she's at the
Right.
VIP rooms. And we left. She was like, "Are you sure you want to come to Dubai?" I was like, "Why wouldn't I come to Dubai?" She was like, "The scene tonight is gonna be worse." And I was like, "Other people are doing it?" And then she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What that got to do with me? If they do what they do, they ain't got nothing to do with me." Girl, I'm trying to go to Dubai. Every time I go to Dubai, I'm like 17. I'm like, every time we come back, I get my hair done.
17, that's
So I'm not
crazy.
really thinking what's going on.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just like, I want to go to Dubai. Like,
And you see what I mean? And the host is not even saying, "Well, wait, you were 17 and this woman taking you to these different sexual encounters of adults pissing and on themselves." And if you see how, and I want to say this because I think this is very important. You see how easy it is for society to not hold women accountable for grooming and certain things like that. Now, again, we're talking about women in this space. I ain't talking about all women. I'm just saying, you see how easy it is. You see, this girl said she was 17 years old, and this woman took her to a place where there were people pissing. So, first of all, how did she get in there? Yeah, being a young lady like that. Secondly, she's gonna take her to Dubai, where they do worse things to women, and no one says anything about this. This is crazy.
I want to, like, if you going and working, I don't mind working too. Because
It's crazy that if a man groomed a woman in this type of way, it would be seen as like egregious, but because it's a woman being the groomer in this story, it's just kind of water under the bridge. It's very interesting because women actually have more power and ease to groom women to do things because women naturally trust women a little bit more. So oftentimes when you see actual groomers that are trying to get women into sex trafficking or sex work of some sort, it's usually women that are the ones doing the grooming.
feel bad you always working and then you're taking care of me. I'm a kind of friend, like, I don't mind working too or whatever you.
Right.
She didn't tell me what she do. Girl,
Again, if the girl's going, you got to use your common sense here. She's a stripper, number one. Number two, if she's going to these clubs where they're doing stuff to women or people in general, you are the company you keep. So if you're saying at 17 you want to go work too, but you don't know what she do, you had to know what she do because you was in a strip club with her. Like, so what do you think she was going over there doing? I'm not gonna say she knew everything she was doing, but she knew something.
we are about to get into the private jet. And she was like, I gotta be honest with you. She was like, I get on and pissed on for like 20, 30K by different men. And different men do it.
Oh
Like,
my
at one
gosh.
time.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, you dirty,
Ugh.
you dirty. I was like, you dirty. Not only is you bringing me to some weird ass where mother getting pissed on,
Right.
you wouldn't even have the audacity to tell me that this whole time that I've been hugging you, kissing you on the cheek, we
Drinking
probably been
cups.
sharing the same spoons.
Yeah.
You out here eating. You out here getting shit on.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So let me get this right. Y'all women, not all, but the ones that do this. We talking about the ones that do this. Y'all flying to Dubai to let men and on you and in your mouth. They're defecating in your mouth. Y'all do know that that's where the waste is at in your body. That's where all the waste in your body get flushed out. So we talking about poop. The poop has pathogens, all types of germs, diseases, everything. And you're doing this and you're letting them defecate in your mouth. This is insane. This is insane. It's insane.
Like, could you imagine what that is for me at 18 to hear that? I was like, what do you mean you get pissed on? She was like, I gotta be honest with you because you keep bothering me because you want to be so nosy and you want to know what the I'm
Oh
doing.
yeah, it's her fault that you get pissed and shit on. Yo, I swear, yo, some of y'all can't take no accountability. Yeah, you keep asking me, so I'm gonna tell you what really goes on over there. No, you was gonna take her over there to get. You wanted to make sure she was okay with it because you led with 20 and 30K. Like, yeah, we get for 20 and 30K, we get pissed and shit on. Like, there's some women that you know, uh, some people's ex girls have done this. You know what I'm saying? And it's in the open, but it's something else that I think that they're not telling people too. That's just a lie. And I think that a lot of these women are getting played. And I'm gonna explain that in a second. But keep going.
Why? She was like, I get shitted on by about 10 men. Not only
Ugh,
do we get shitted on, they have us open our mouths.
crazy. Ugh.
In that moment, did you get on the private jet?
Are you crazy? I pissed on myself. I said, yo, give me the bath. We got to go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe, I could have sworn like we shared a straw here and there. That's all I was thinking about. That's all I was thinking about. I don't know why that was the first thing. I was like, you dirty, you didn't. We shared food before.
Right. That's crazy.
That's disgusting.
That's when I realized what they do. And I stopped talking to her after that.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
No, because birds of
Probably
a
a
feather
good
flock
choice.
together, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Not only is you a stripper, there's nothing wrong with being a stripper.
Right.
Because I know I have actually stripper friends.
And this is the type of mentality that opens up the door and is the gateway to that type of lifestyle. So anytime people are pro these lifestyles, they have to be pro women getting crapped on by rich men because this is the pipeline. That is the natural end of the thing that you say you're for.
actually don't.
I disagree with that too. I don't think because she says she's pro stripper that means that she's that she's broken shit on. No, I don't think because if that was the case, then she would have did it. Like, no, I totally disagree with what you're saying right there. I understand the logic behind that, but just because people smoke weed doesn't mean they're gonna smoke crack. like you understand what I'm saying? Because people say I like smoking weed doesn't mean that they're gonna start smoking crack. Like, it's not the same. Like, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't always line up that way for some people. For some people it does, but for some people it don't. But for some people they don't even have to do all that. They could just get into it, the lifestyle. So I disagree with that.
Do that stuff.
Sure,
They
right.
actually stripping to pay for their school.
Right.
So, but not only that, but like,
Y'all gotta cut that one out. No. Listen, there's some women who do strip to do things, but the majority of women are not stripping to pay for their schooling. No. They're not stripping for a higher education. No. When they know that when most of these strippers know that if they can strip and make $30,000 in 1 week, they're not stripping to pay for tuition for school when they're gonna get a job making $50,000 a year. Like, no, that's not happening. I'm sorry, y'all gotta cut that one. Y'all mean strippers strip to strip because they make a lot of money. That's just that. They ain't stripping for school. Like, that's over with. That was maybe years ago, but now no. Some of these strippers are having private parties making 100 grand in a week. Like, no. There was one. This girl wasn't even a stripper. She was a bartender. It was a bartender. She was making $8,000 a night. This is what she said. I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. She could be lying, but she was making 8K a night. You know what I'm saying? And some of them saying they was making 30K in 3 days. Like, I don't believe all that, but still, this is what we're talking about. So
then you getting multiple pissing on you. You let it, and she explained it like fat dudes would open their and sometimes
Oh my
diarrhea.
God.
Oh
Diarrhea.
my God.
You're letting
And your mouth is
I
open,
can't.
bro. You're
I can't right
cooked.
now.
You should have had them put chains on you and had you on your knees and do some hard work or something. You letting them
That's no.
And some dudes just watching her on Instagram, wishing that he could kiss her one day or one day be with her, and maybe one day he will end up being with her. And the woman that he's kissing when he says "I do" will be a woman that had poop in her mouth by some rich guy in Dubai for a couple grand. 20 or 30 grand is not even life-changing money, especially when you live this type of lifestyle, a fast lifestyle where you have very high maintenance and you have to impress people with your status symbols like purses and cars and stuff like that. 20, 30 grand, it flies out the window. I'm sure it gets easy.
I agree with that. 20 and 30K is not a lot of money if you do live a fast lifestyle. It is life changing if you don't have no money. Maybe for the young girl right there, 30K was good money for her, but she ain't do it. But I get that. But she said that it was a fat dude. She said it opened up his in her. I got a lot to say about this, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I love my Middle Eastern brothers, but y'all gonna be mad at me with this episode. I'm sorry.
Easier and easier every time you do it because you lose a little piece of yourself every time you do it.
No.
And
no.
then she would say it would be like a row of them, and it would be all of them doing it. It was like she explained it to me, and that's why she would be on private jets.
Crazy.
Like I said, the lifestyle you see,
Right.
there's a price. in it.
I just found out so much from you. I learned so much today from you.
Oh, girl, I'm like a girl. I got stories for days.
I have learned so much, and I have questioned humanity today. I have, like,
You just have to have a strong like willpower and a mental like
for sure.
because you don't know what the next person is going through, and sometimes they got to do things. So I do give them grace.
Right. That's
yeah, no, her hair and nails done, and she's buying luxury bags and purses and stuff like that. She's not doing that for school. She's doing it because she's a materialist, and she's selling a piece of her soul, something she'll never get back, so that she can have a nice purse. Oftentimes, people who say they do these types of things out of necessity don't have to do them. They could go get a job at McDonald's. They just don't want to smell like French fries. I guess they rather smell like
truly thoughtful of you, right? and like honestly, that's very nice because a lot of times people are so quick to judge, but it's like you don't know what somebody's going through.
Yeah, you don't know. The only reason I judge that is because
I can't go with that excuse because I could make the same argument for Diddy. I could say, well, you didn't know what Diddy was going through when he did the things he did. You could make that argument for anybody. And no, I don't like Diddy. I'm just making an argument. You could make that argument for anybody, but it has to be always accountability at the end of the day. So even though I can make the argument for Diddy, it has to be he has to be accountable for his actions the same way these girls do. You can't say that, well, the money was the reason why I did it. It's your fault for having all this money and making me do it. It's like, no. like, but I got a lot to say. Let's keep it going.
No, we shared a spoon before. No, you
That's
don't
what you're
understand.
upset. Yeah, that's
you
what
don't
you're
understand. Do you know how crazy that is?
That is crazy.
You know, after that day, I never shared spoons.
Never.
I never. You can't even. If you take a drink of, I don't care. You could be my sister. I'll give you the cup and you can have it. Till that day, till this day, I'm traumatized. Like I don't let nothing.
No.
We don't share nothing.
No.
So there you have it, guys, and that's why I tell a lot of young women that the lifestyle that you see on your phone screen isn't something that you should try to live up to because you're not willing to do the things that these people are willing to do in order to get the things that these people have. Instagram doesn't pay a crazy amount of money, so a lot of those people who have huge followings and a luxurious life, especially the women, especially when they say they have their business in their bio, they're getting flown out just to sleep with men. Let me know in the comments.
I don't know if I totally agree with all that, what he just said. That doesn't necessarily mean that some of these women do have contracts with different fashion companies and stuff like that. Like, I put it to you like this. I never really heard too many stories about Bernice Burgos, but she is one of the most popular ones. But we'll talk about it. I got some things I need to say. All right, so look, excuse me. From what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, I hear a lot about Dubai. I hear a lot about the United Emirates. I hear a lot about the Middle East, and it's not always good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, especially when it comes to the men and the things that they do to women. some of the things that these men do is utterly disgusting. And I also see and hear that they're allowing their children to do these things too as well. Let me explain something to you. Some of y'all got so much money that y'all have these wild kinky fetishes. I don't know why. I don't know if it's to embarrass women. I don't know what it's for. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be some of the nastiest, disgusting motherfuckers with money. You know what I'm saying? I understand that a lot of people have these kinky fetishes, but to fly a woman out, to defecate in her mouth and do certain things like that, that's out of control. That's out of control. I would never, ever, ever eat after anybody. I would never. I don't care if it's my girl. I don't. I get my own spoon because I'm gonna be honest with you. Just imagine if you found out that you were with a girl and y'all was together for 5 years and she was just, she a good girl, everything good, and then one day you seen an email or something, and it said in the email that come back and you can make a quick 30K if we do what we did before or something. I don't know. You seen something that, and then you asked her about it, and she said, "Yeah, I used to get shitted on and then shitted in my mouth." But you gotta ask yourself, that's probably not the only thing that they're doing too. Because if you're telling me that they're pissing and shitting on you, they're also probably having you do wildly crazy things sexually. If it's a line of men in a room and they going down a line doing that to you, I don't understand how they find that desirable. I don't. But if there's a line of men doing that to you, then there's probably a line of men doing other stuff to you too as well. And if they are willing to do that type of stuff to you, that means that they're willing to do things unprotected. Yeah, it's just all around disgusting. And what do you do afterwards when you have all of that on you? Like, it's just disgusting. I don't understand it. Now, I want to talk about the women, and then I'm gonna get out of here. A lot of y'all women do fall into these things, and y'all get arrested. I've seen plenty of videos and heard plenty of women who came to the airport with bags of money, and the money got taken, and they got arrested. You know what I'm saying? They asked them, "Well, where did you get all this money from?" Because see, some of y'all think it's just like, let me explain something to y'all. I travel all the time. I fly all the time. The first thing they ask you on any airline, are you carrying more than $10,000? I want y'all to understand this. And a lot of y'all think that because y'all see this in movies or something like this. No. They flag you if you're carrying more than $10,000. That's why they ask you, are you carrying more than 10,000? It's right there, especially when you go out the country. They ask you on the immigration form. There's no way around it, right? So when they ask you on the immigration form, are you carrying more than $10,000? If you say yes, they want to know where you got that from. Even when you leave the country, they ask you that, right? Some of y'all say, well, what if they just wire the money into her account, right? If you're getting wired 20, 30, 50, 60, you have to present where this money's coming from. The bank is just not gonna, the bank will accept it, but the federal government is going to ask you, where is this money coming from? And how are you getting in one clip $30,000? Listen, they gave the president of the United States, Hunter Biden, a issue or problem. He's the president of the United States' son, a problem because he was getting money wired to him. So what do you think a normal citizen is gonna happen to a normal? So when women say they're making 30K, it has to be a different way they're getting this money. Maybe they're getting a card from them and they could take money off the card when they get to the United States. Who knows? It's unlimited card. Who knows? I wouldn't trust that either because they could just cut the card off. But I've seen countless stories, even on, I believe there's one on Abba and Preach. There was women who went to Dubai and had these things done to them, and when they got to the airport, they got arrested, and they took the money from them. Said, which one do you want? You want the money or your freedom? And they sent these girls back with no money back to the United States. So you have to understand, because these people were saying they're going to pay you this money, unless you got some offshore account, which I mean, hey, that could happen. But a good portion of these women, we don't know if they're actually coming back with this type of money and how are they getting it back. Because a lot of y'all just oblivious to this stuff because y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all don't travel. Just understand, you're not taking 30K on a plane. No. Unless it's, okay, if it's a private jet, then maybe yes. But when you go through customs, they're still going to ask you because you still got to go through customs even when you go through a private jet. So when you get back into the mainland, TSA is going to check your bags and they're going to say, well, where did you get this money from? Now, if you say I work for a company or something such, yeah, then you probably could get it off. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the way they're getting it into the country. But depositing that money, you have to show where this money came from. Maybe maybe they have a whole structure set up, a company set up for them. Like, you work for me, and here's what we paid you outright. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. So they did say it's something about a private jet. Maybe that is. But when you come back in the country, they definitely asking you, because you just can't just take a private jet and just walk back into the country. No, you still got to go through TSA, and they still got to go through Homeland Security. I'm sorry, still got to go to Homeland Security. Is Homeland Security still is going to ask you, where did you get this from? They're going to ask you that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have somebody with you that says, oh, she works for me, blah 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 blah. Yeah, then who knows? But you still got to prove it. So, but yeah, man, that's disgusting, and I think that that need to be talked about more, and this need to be highlighted. Some of y'all women need to stop traveling to Dubai to get for these things to keep happening to y'all. It's real disgusting. I'm telling you now. So, but thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. See y'all on the next one, man. Peace, bye.